Okay, so you should have your pink packet or purple packet because some of y'all have a pink or purple packet. And this is what we're going to do. There is no more vocabulary, right? So we're going to do all the other sheets that are on this pink or purple packet of yours. We're going to finish all the notes today. And then you're going to work on the light pink packet that's already at your desk with whoever is here. Okay. Those of you who are on the field trip, I have already given you the other packet. I gave it to you on Monday. Okay. So you have to turn it in on Friday. All right. To get your grade. Everybody else is in class, you're turning in, and at the end of class, because you're going to do your exit ticket, I'm going to tell you what questions to answer on the exit ticket, and then you're going to turn it in to that black basket that's on the corner of my desk. Okay, you're turning it in there. It has to be there, and that's how I'm going to grade it. If it's not in there, then you're getting a 0 for today. Okay? All right, so we're starting here, so make sure you got your pink and purple packet and you got here to the exponents. I'm going to do the first one, and I'm going to give you like a minute to do the rest of it. Okay? So for this first one, we're supposed to add the exponents. So I should get 7 to the third because I'm adding exponents. All right? Over here, I'm subtracting exponents. All right? So some of y'all are not really good with integers, so it's okay. So when you're doing these problems, I want you just to go ahead and use a calculator. It's okay. So that it was 5 plus -2 because I was multiplying numbers. Now the other one I'm dividing, so I would do 5 minus the -3, okay? And that gives me 8. So 12, 8. If the number you get is negative, then you have to remember about the negative exponent rule, which means you change the location. Here I'm going to multiply. So -3 times 4 is -12, but because that's negative, I'm going to change the location and make it into a fraction. This one right here, it has letters and numbers now. Okay, the numbers are different, so I'm going to multiply 12 and 3. Going to add the exponents. 2 plus -5 is -3. That is a negative exponent, so that means I'm going to have to make this into a fraction. 36 stays at the top, x to the third. All right, we're going to do this one. Again, numbers and variables this time. So we divide the numbers, 20 and 4, that's 5. Subtract the exponents. -6 minus 3 is -9. 5 minus -7 is 12. It has a negative exponent. So that means that negative exponent and variable are going to go to the bottom of the fraction and everybody else stays at the top because they're positive. That doesn't even look like an exponent, so we gotta erase that to make it look like an exponent. All right, that's a 9, by the way. Here is we're gonna rewrite it just because some people like to rewrite it and it's easier for them. All right, and we're gonna multiply the two numbers, add the exponents, and because it's a negative exponent, we're gonna put it as a fraction. All right, I'm gonna give you, I guess, 2 minutes. At 1:55, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give you the answers for these. Okay, but I want you to do the process that we did. Alright, so let's go over these. So we change it into a fraction. So we change it into a fraction because of the negative. Change it into a fraction because of the negative exponent. Change it into a fraction because of the negative exponent. We got to make this into a fraction because of the negative exponent. Okay, for this one, if you don't want to rewrite it, you can do 5 to the 4th and then m12. And we would have to figure out what 5 to the 4th is, which is 625. We use the calculator for that and do 5, this key right here, and then to the 4th. All right, let's go to these problems. All right, let's see. The next question that we got to do is a lot of them in here. Got to do with exponents. All right. Okay. If it wants equivalent, that means it wants you to simplify, right? So anytime you have the word equivalent and you have exponents, it wants you to simplify the problem. This problem, it wants us to simplify and then tell you what the value of n is. What is the exponent? So they're being multiplied, that means I add. That comes out to negative 14, the exponent. I only care about the exponent because I can't write the letter x when it's an open-ended problem. So I just exponent. You're just going to give me the negative 14. Okay, again, it says equivalent, but you have exponents. So that means that you are just simplifying the problem. What I always want y'all to do is do one thing at a time. So let's do the numbers, okay? We know we want to divide those, but 8 doesn't go into 14. So I'm going to use my calculator, 14 divided by 8, but I'm going to go to math, and I want the fraction of that, 7 over 4. So I go to my answer choices, and I'm looking for which one of them have 7 over 4. I'm going to cross out the ones that don't have 7 over 4. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the letter A. 4 minus negative 2. I use my calculator and that tells me I should get 6. I'm going to go through the A's and see which one does not have an exponent of a 6. This one doesn't. This one does. But J doesn't. That means my answer is H. I did not work the entire problem out. I want you to understand not to work the entire problem out. Do one thing at a time and then eliminate answer choices. This one says equivalent. Okay. I'm going to give you a minute and I want you to do this one. No, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it with y'all. So 7 squared, because I give everybody an exponent that doesn't have one, and then I multiply the ones that do. So 3 times 2 is 6. I multiply these two. I get x4. Right? Well, 7 squared is 49. So I cross out the ones that don't have 49 in them. All right, I want you to finish and tell me what you get for here. The answer should have been 10 because you're adding, okay? You're adding those exponents. All right, let's see what's the next thing. We did those 3. Okay, we're going to look for the one that says which expression is equivalent. That means we're going all the way to the front, the very first page. Why? Because we're all dealing with the word equivalent. All right, now it says equivalent, but it's not just exponents, it's an actual polynomial. So when it's a polynomial and it says equivalent, you're going to type it into either Desmos or the yellow calculator and you're looking for a match. Look for a match. Oh, don't even know what I'm doing, huh? Just clicking down here. 6x squared plus 13x plus 5. Right? And then I type in the first answer choice. I'm going to see if it matches. 2x plus 5. And then 3x minus 1. Okay, it doesn't match because the blue line, I still see it. I need to, when it matches, that blue line is going to change color. Okay, so it's not that answer choice. So let's change it. This one's, the next answer choice says it should be minus right here and plus over here. So let's see if that one matches. Nope, because I still see the blue line. All right, let's change this one. It says this should be plus 5 over here, plus 1 and on this side, and then plus 5 on the other. All right, so let's look. Plus 1, and then on the other one it should be plus 5. Hey, that matched because the blue line is no longer there. It's now green. So that's my answer. I look at my answer to make sure that it's 2x plus 1. So 2x plus 1 is the one I get. All right. I'm going to let y'all give you a minute. So at 2:03, I'm going to come back over here and we're going to see which one is my answer to that one. I'm going to type in what it has, negative 4x plus 3, x plus 7 squared, and then minus 6. Okay. First answer choice, negative 4x squared minus 56 plus minus 202. Okay, it does match. That's it. Okay, now we're going to go to expression is a factor. That means this is the next page. Now it's saying the word factor. So what you're going to do is you're going to use y equals or Desmos, which answer goes through same x-intercept. Right? So I'm going to graph the equation and the answer choices. I'm looking for which answer choice is going to go through the same x-intercept as the graph. Okay. We're going to do the first one together, and then you guys are going to do the second one. Let's see. I know it starts with 18. Minus 15x plus 27. All right, first answer choice has 3x minus 2. All right, let me see. I can't see this. Zoom out. Did I write something wrong? Plus 27, 18x minus 1. 18x squared minus 15x plus 2. Okay, there it goes. I was like, why is it not looking like what I know it's supposed to? All right, so it's supposed to go through one of those x-intercepts. Okay, either this one or that one. All right, so we're going to graph the first one. It says 3x minus 2. I think I'm wearing my glasses and didn't even use my glasses to read that. All right, hey, look at that. It's going through that x-intercept. Okay, so that means that's my answer. Okay, they both have the same x-intercept. That means my answer is this 3x minus 2. Okay, you're going to graph the equation that's in the question and then each answer choice, and you're looking for it to do what just this one did. Cross the x-intercept. Not both of them, just one of them. All right, so I'm going to give you a minute to do the next question. So it's 2:06, so at 2:07. All right. All right, so here's my graph. I'm going to do x minus 6. That's my first answer choice. See if it goes through. It does. It goes through that one. So that's my x. That's my factor. All right. Okay, next question. Next thing we need to look for is the one that has exponential. So we did all these already. So let's go all the way down. We were at page 30 last time. There we go. All right, page 30. Exponential. We're looking for this one. So go all the way till you find this one. All right, it says a particular cell doubles in every hour. Which function can be used to find the number of cells at the end of each hours if there are initially 4 of these cells? All right, A is your initial amount, your y-intercept. Okay. So you always want to do that one first. Whatever they tell me they started with, that better be in the beginning. So initially 4, I need to look for the one that has 4. The formula says multiplication because that's what parentheses mean. So I crossed that out. All right. So the second thing I did is I looked at this is multiplication. Right. The last thing I do is I figure out what the B is. Okay. What does the B represent? The B is your ratio, which tells you is it halving? Is it multiplying by 2? What is it multiplying by? Here it told me doubles. The only one that has doubles is this one. All right. So you're going to do the same thing. Right? You're going to look for the y-intercept. What is the initial amount? And then you're going to look to see what the number inside is. Right? So originally it's the same thing as y-intercept. That's 78,000. That means it needs to go in the front. So I cross out the ones that don't have that. All right. The next thing it says that it decreased by 3%. Decrease, right, means that it's smaller, right? What number should it be multiplying by 0.97 or 1.03? Which one of those numbers is going to give you something smaller? So if you don't know that, then I would use my calculator. And that's not what it was. It was 0.97. Right? And then I would do the other one that had the 1.03 and see, figure out which one of those numbers is smaller. So the smaller number is 75,660. So that means my answer would be the 97 because it's minor. That's what decreases me. All right, we go to exponential and let's look at the table. Same thing, we're using the same formula, A times BX. How do I know? Because it says exponential, okay? So you look for the y-intercept. The y-intercept is this. Remember, y-intercept is wherever x is equal to 0. So I go through my answer choices and I need to look for which equation has that number in the front. The A will always be your y-intercept. There's only one answer for this. It's the only one that had it in the front. Right. That's how easy those problems are going to be, okay? You look for the y-intercept. If you ever have to figure out what the B is, all you do is take the second y value divided by the first y value. If there was more than one answer choices that had the y-intercept. So that would be, I would do whole numbers. I don't even mess with the decimals. 4 over 1, right? But if you mess with the decimals, it would be 0.25 over 0.0625. You type that into the calculator, they're both going to give you 4. All right, but always do the y-intercept first. That's the easiest thing to do. All right, exponential and a graph. Same thing. The formula is still a b to the x. A will always be your y-intercept, so that means it starts at 400. I look at my answer choices. It says that it had opened 400 stores by the end of 1992. Well, that's true because this is when it started in 1992, and the y-intercept is 400. It said which one does not appear to be true. The company opened 100 stores in 1 year. So I go to 1 year and it's right here. That's 500. That's 100 more stores. Every year, the number of stores open increased by 25%. I have no idea. I'm not sure. Let's look at the next one. The next one said 1992, the company opened 250 stores each year. No, because 250 stores each year would be that the first year it opened, that's 400 plus 250. That means that it would have been 650, and this only got to 500. So that's out. Wait, that is out. That is the answer, right? Because, duh, Miss Jimenez is looking for what's false. Right? It said does not appear to be true. Okay? So it should be J because that's the one that's completely off. I don't know about H, but I do know that it's increasing. Okay. All right. Let's do this one again. It tells you you're looking for A to the B to the X. All right. So you're looking for it to start at 29,000. So let's see. That starts at 29,000, but letter C doesn't. That starts at 29,000, but letter D doesn't. Okay. This one says that it increases at 6.2%. That means that it's increasing slowly because it's a percentage. Slowly because it's a percentage, okay? If it was a whole number, then it would have been growing really quick. So out of these two, A and B, which one is increasing slowly? The answer should be A, because in the next number, it shot all the way up to 45,000. That's like 15,000 increase, almost. And that's not it. Over here, it goes a little bit, like up to 31. Then it goes up to 33. Then it keeps going up, but it's going up slower. Right, we go to the next one, isotope. I like to say isotope. But isotope is the horizontal line graph does not cross. So horizontal line, that means that Q is out and R is out. Which one of these is it closest? Okay? Closest to graph. It's closest to graph and then it doesn't cross it. All right? The closest to the graph that doesn't cross is S. All right? Which with this one. It doesn't have a vertical isotope, it has a horizontal, so we cross this out. The y-intercept is the number in the very front. That's 1/3. Okay, that's my y-intercept. So that answers out. Okay, you got two answers left. It says C, the graph has an isotope of y equals 1/3, and D, it decreases from left to right. So let's graph it because we have no idea. You can use Desmos or the yellow calculator. It's up to you. So I'm going to do 1/3 in parentheses. I didn't do 1/3. Parentheses. I don't know what's in that thing. What's in that? It's like 2/3. And then exponent of x. I'm not writing it right. Okay, 2, go down. Why is it not done? Let's see. There it goes. 2, parentheses, squared, not squared, x. Why did it not put a 2? This thing don't want to work with me right now, huh? There. All right. So it says the answer to it says it's decreasing from left to right, but we're not decreasing, we're increasing. So that means that answer is wrong. So the next one would be this one. That's my answer. That's the one that's true. That's all of them. That's it. This last one is a blank sheet of paper because we copied it double-sided. We scanned it double-sided. All right, this is it. So now let's go to, you have 2 pink packets. I thought it was just 1. We have 2. All right, so we're on the one that says reporting category 1, right? You're going to answer all of them, right? You're going to answer all of them, right? By doing what we did, all right? How did we answer this one? We typed it into the calculator, so you're going to use y equals or Desmos for all of the ones that have equivalent and have an expression, a polynomial. Now, if it has equivalent and it's exponent, then you're going to simplify. All right, you simplify one letter at a time. This one, all you're gonna do is you're gonna plug in, okay? Because the pies is what the letter N represents. So you're gonna do 52 times 400 minus 0.05, 400 squared, okay? You're gonna type that into the calculator. This one, again, you're gonna simplify, okay? Question 3 and 5, you're simplifying, okay? Question number 1, question number 4, and number 6, it says equivalent to the expression. You're gonna match, you're gonna graph it. Here, you're trying to tell me what is the simplified exponent, okay? You're gonna simplify and tell me what the exponent is. Okay, this one right here, typing it into Desmos. A function, x's do not repeat. And here, you're using y equals. This one, you're typing it in, you're looking for a match. Okay, but we talked about this. The number inside of the square root better be a prime number. Better not be a number that has more factors. You're looking for the simplest version. Okay, all right. Equivalent, also, you're matching it. Okay. All right, you're gonna do all of these as well. Okay. So I know it's a lot of questions. Okay. But I want you to actually just choose which ones you want to do out of these. Like, which ones do you feel were easier? Okay. So there's a lot of them about just typing it in and matching. If you're more comfortable with the typing in and the matching, then do those. If you're like, the exponents are not for me, then skip the exponents ones, okay? I want you to practice the ones that you are more comfortable doing because that gives you a better chance of getting them right when you do start. Okay? So these are all, again, look for the ones that have equivalent in their polynomial. That means you're matching. Look for the ones that say exponents are the ones that you're going to have to simplify one by one. All right, category 5, this is what we've already did. Okay. You're going to type these into y equals or Desmos and look for a match. Question number 2. You're going to graph it. So you're also going to use y equals or Desmos. And you're going to tell me where it crosses the y-axis at. You know that. All right, here. You can look for the y-intercept and then figure out what the b is. Okay, remember it's the second number over the first number. So that means 15 is the second value divided by 12.5. That's going to tell you what's going to go in the parentheses. You just need to simplify the fraction. You're going to do question 3. Question 3, you're going to tell me what is true. Look for the y-intercept. Figure out is it going up or down. Graph it into Desmos or into the y equals and look at the table. Figure out what numbers these are. Okay. Figure out what's going to match and help you describe your graph. This one, just type it into Desmos. Use y equals or Desmos. Look for a match. That one we're not doing domain and range, so there's only 5 questions on this one that I want you to do. Y equals or Desmos, okay? You're trying to match the description to it, okay? So do all the ones on here that you feel like you're comfortable with, okay? There's a total of what? You said 11 and 5, there's 16 questions altogether that I want you to do. So I want you to pick out of all of these, pick 16 questions, okay, that you can do. Work it as a group, okay? You're like, okay, I want to make sure I got this part right. I want to make sure I understand how to do this, okay? Remember the y-intercept, you can graph it into Desmos or you can remember the formulas A, B to the X, and A is your y-intercept. Whatever the number in front of the parentheses is your y-intercept when you have it like this, okay? All right, I want you to do your best. Try the best you can. I want you to answer at least 16 of these questions, okay? I'm only going to grade 16. So if you want to answer all of them because you're like, oh, it's a better bet, then yeah, answer all of them. But I'm only going to grade 16 questions from these, okay? All right. Again, those of you who are in class are going to turn it in at the end of class. If not, you get a 0. Those of you who are on the field trip will turn it in to me next class period, which would be on Friday. I've already given you these, okay? All right.